Some stories stick with you. Not the kind that you read online or in books, but the kind that happen to people you actually know. I asked some friends to share the moments that still make their skins crawl, the experiences that they can't explain. And tonight, I'm sharing those stories. Real people, real encounters, moments that'll make you question what's waiting in the dark. Story 1. The Boy on the Tricycle. When I was little, I lived on a quiet street called Tower Hill Road in Rhode Island, and I had this friend, Tucker. Only, Tucker wasn't like the other kids. He never came to the door, he never sat at the table, he just showed up when I was alone, smiling, riding his tricycle. My mom said that I'd talk to him for hours, laughing, pointing, having full-on conversations with somebody she couldn't even see. Yet, years later, she found out something that still gives me the chills to this day. A boy named Tucker really did live nearby, back in the 70s. He died after getting hit by a car while riding his tricycle in the street. When I was 5, my mom asked me why I'd stopped talking to him. Apparently, I said he just needed to move on. I only remember bits and pieces of it now, but sometimes I swear I can still hear that faint little squeak of tricycle wheels. Story 2. The Woman in the Dress. Back when I lived in Woonsocket, I was around 3 years old. Most of that time is a blur, but I'll never forget being terrified to sleep in my own room. Every night before I fell asleep, I'd see a black figure dangling in front of me by a rope. A woman in a long dress just hanging there and staring at me. It went on night after night until my parents finally switched rooms with me. They started sleeping in that room, and from that moment on, it never happened again. They never saw her, but I did, over and over. And even now, I still wonder who she was, and why she was watching me. Story 3. The One Who Hid With Me. A few years back, some friends and I explored this old abandoned asylum in Milford, Massachusetts. We went through every hallway, every room, top to bottom. It felt dead, but we kept hearing footsteps echoing somewhere else in the building. At first, we thought it was just our minds playing tricks on us, but the steps didn't match ours. Then, for whatever reason, we decided to play hide and seek. I ducked into this room near the back, thinking one of my friends had slipped in with me, and then I heard it, clear as day. "I'm hiding." I laughed and said, "Bro, we're both hiding. What are you doing?" And then my phone buzzed. A text from the group. They were all outside. They'd already left the building. Whoever said that wasn't one of them. Story 4. The Shadow by the Door. One morning at work, I was there early, completely alone. It was quiet until I heard footsteps crossing a plastic-wrapped pallet. You could hear the plastic crinkling under each step. Then, out of nowhere, the front door flew open. It's motion sensor activated, so something had to trigger it. When my coworker showed up, we pulled up the camera footage, and you could actually see it. The plastic was moving, and this black shadow-like figure darted across the frame right towards the doors, and that's when they opened. I couldn't see it in person, but on the camera, it was as clear as day. There was something there. Story 5. The Attic Boy. When I was a kid, I lived in this house in Cumberland, Rhode Island, and my bedroom was in the attic. Every morning at 4 a.m., I'd wake up to the sound of a ball bouncing off the wall. It happened so much that my mom finally switched rooms with me, and she slept up there until she heard it too. Later, we found out the landlords once had a son who passed away. We even found his obituary while redoing the room. And then one time, we took this picture. There was a piano behind me, as you can see, with music sheets on top. No frame, no glass, and in the photo you can clearly see the outline of a little boy shaped into the paper. We lived there for years, and every morning, 4 a.m., it happened. Over and over again. My grandmother even heard it when she slept over one time. We finally decided to move out of the house, and then it stopped. Story 6. The House That Still Breathes. My grandmother's house has always been haunted. We think it started after my grandfather passed in his 30s. He fought in World War II, so he was a trooper. After my grandmother passed in 2013, the energy in that house got even stronger. And about 5 years ago, during COVID, my mom and I went to visit my uncle who still lived there. Everything was normal until it wasn't. There's this old antique dialed-up phone on the wall that hasn't been connected in years, and out of nowhere, it rang. My mom and uncle heard it, loud and clear. I didn't hear a thing. Then, not long after, we heard a radio playing the Beatles faintly down the hallway. So clear but distant, like it was coming from another time. And right after that, I heard a crash, like trash bins falling in the garage. They didn't hear it, only me. That night changed everything for me. The house feels heavy, but not evil. I think it's my grandparents letting us know they're still around. Later, when I was in a hospital, I tried the necrophonic app. And the first time, I swear, I got my grandmother. I asked, "Are you my guardian angel?" And it said yes. Then I asked, "Who's my guardian angel?" And it said, "Mary," my grandmother's name. I turned the app off right away, but I'll never forget that moment. And someday, when I go back there, I might just try it again. Well, that's 6 stories. 6 moments that don't fade when the night ends. Some are whispers at 4 a.m. Some are shadows that move when you're not looking, but all of them carry the same message. Something doesn't want to be forgotten. I do believe in ghosts, and after hearing these, after living some of them, I know they're out there, watching, waiting, maybe even protecting. So if you ever feel that chill in the back of your neck, don't be too quick to brush it off. Because sometimes it's just a reminder that you're not really alone. Well, thanks for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed this different episode of Troy After Dark. And don't forget,
Keep it spooky.